Well, Apex This returns to Racer Nexus on Tuesday nights. And what's more, we have moved away from GT4 as Apex This goes into Porsche Cup territory. Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Apex this Tuesday nights live here on Racer Nexus. My name is Alex Goldschmidt, and joining me in the broadcast booth overlooking the start-finish straight and is also our producer behind the scenes. A very good evening. Welcome back, Mac Nelson. Mac, buddy, how are you doing? We're back for another 12 weeks, man.
Yeah, man, Porsche Cup, the 992.2, gonna be one heck of a show, Alex. I cannot wait to see what these drivers have to offer us. We saw it big time in the GT4 season. We saw the racecraft, we saw the overtakes, we saw the defensive driving. Now we get to do it in a very, very powerful car compared to those GT4s.
Yes, of course, it's the current generation of the 992.2 Cup Car, not GT3 on its nomenclature anymore, mainly because of the fact that it is based on the road-going 911 GT3. 4-litre, flat 6, 520 brake horsepower, boxer engine, parked to the rear of the car, where you'll also find the 6-speed paddle shift operated transmission. And it is the first of 12 weeks of racing action where everyone is in the same boat. Same car, open setup, standing start for all 12 weeks. And more to the point, it is a case of who can muscle Weissach's finest around the first of 12 tracks that we are racing at here so far. It is going to be a start in Porsche's home territory, the Eifel region of Germany, at the famed NURBURGRING Grand Prix circuit, measuring just 3.2 miles, 11 corners, and has been in operation since 1984. Please bear with us. There are a little bit of difficulties in the background, so we are trying to get those resolved. But just to give you all a little bit of a taster of the calendar, it is going to be this week at the Nürburgring. Then we head to Cheshire to Alton Park International on June the 23rd. Daytona International Speedway Road Course, June 30th. Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta Full Course, July 7th. Brands Hatch Grand Prix, July 14th. Watkins Glen Boots, July 21st. Sebring, July 28th. Then into the month of August. August 4th, we head to Zandvoort. Then we go over the pond, back over to the USA, as it's the streets of St. Pete on August the 11th. The Autodromo Enzo Guidino Ferrari at Imola on August the 18th. The Autodromo Nazionale Monza, August 25th. And then Spa-Francorchamps rounds out the calendar on the 1st of September. And for those that love their Porsche Mobil 1 Supercar racing action, Super Cup racing action, myself included, there are some quality tracks on there as we speak, Mac.
Well, to be frank, just an immense amount of just technical tracks. You have the long tracks, you have the short tracks as well. I think it's going to be very, very important. Consistency to be the key here in this season, Alex. I think for these drivers, they've got to just kind of be there. They've got to be attentive. They've got to be active and present in all 12 weeks here if they want to take home the title.
Yes, indeed. And when we did go live here on Racer Nexus, please bear with us. We are trying to get to finding out who was at the top of the timesheets in the 10-minute qualifying session. Of course, the iRacing GT500, and it looks like we have gone green. So 26,000 horsepower rolls down the hill into turn 1. So please just bear with us. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments time with continuing coverage of round 1 or week 1 of season 20. Well, I think it's now season. It's the Porsche Cup for the very first time here on Racing Nexus. We'll be right back just after a brief couple of moments. Let's go. Right, everybody, apologies for the technical difficulties. We have had to record this, so unfortunately we have had to stop the live stream, but we are underway with the first of 12 weeks of the Apex this Tuesday night's Porsche Cup at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. Alex Goldschmidt and Mac Nelson here with you for everything that is going on so far, and it's a man that took the Going Pros title last time out in the 421 Mustang, but he's kept with a number, as it is the man, the myth, the legend, none other than Michael Brock that is leading the way. Jesse Mia rounds out P2, and then it's a further 1.3 seconds back to Mark Miller, who's got Matt Mosby in the number 35, not that far behind him. Jeremy Littleton, the leading of the Canadian drivers, as João Gabriel in the 591 Porsche from Brazil has just had a big moment. And, well, John Monsalve, unfortunately, has ended up going into the pit lane. But a lot of drivers on this grid at the minute. We're going to see a replay of the Brazilians' drama. And it's going to be, oh, this is not, oh, he's just lost it. He's just lost it there. And he was running P12 in the mid-pack Larry's. So, yeah, manages to rallycross it, get back out on the circuit. So the man from Brazil comes back, and John Monsalve has ended up going off the circuit as well. He has got a mechanical black flag, but already with what we have, I count 51 cars on our live timing at the moment here, Mac, which does include the man who was season 27 GT4 champion, Brian Lemke. Well, he's had one to forget, and you can just see there's going to be a lot of oh, now who was that? Someone decided to nearly go down the pit lane. That was the 35, and that's Matt Mosby, who was running P4. But we're now going to see he's going to make a bit of a howler here through the Vidal chicane into Hyundai N curve, and oh, that's how you rotate a Porsche.
Oh wow, yeah, just you could tell he got something a little wrong at the start of that chicane, Alex, and it just spelled disaster through all stages of that chicane, and he couldn't even exit the corner really that properly. And these cars are very, very easy to upset. I think it's going to be a rude awakening for some of these drivers coming from those GT4 cars, hitting the Porsche Cup running here on a very difficult track to race the Porsche Cup car as well in the Nürburgring.
Yeah, indeed. So Michael Brock leads the way ahead of Jesse Mia, and the gap is now 2.2 seconds, and it is at the moment Colin Winslow, who qualified P10. He leads the mid-pack Larry's at the moment. Of course, it was the Pink Pig Porsche that did showcase a very, very good amount of racing last time out. One of the most successful drivers that had an opportunity on that front. And yeah, it's just one of those things where you know that drivers are going to find themselves up against it, let's say.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think you're right. As, ooh, looky there, Mr. Rob Campbell. The 419, the cool Racer Nexus livery. I was just flipping through the grid. Thought I'd take a look at old boss man Rob Campbell there, and he looks like he might be in a pretty big battle here.
He is indeed, because he is running in the Going Pros. Of course, the man that steers the Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. Yeah, we know he's a Canadian at heart. He doesn't live too far outside of Toronto. But good to see him decide to rock on up a big grid. And Rob himself, he's up 23 positions. He qualified 43rd. And now is gunning for a move on the 175. The man that ran the Gulf liveried Mustang last season, Justin Aitchison. And it was Zach Peterson was the name I was trying to remember. We haven't seen Zach join us. We've also got one of our... Oh, diving to the inside through at T4. Mr. Campbell tries to light... He just... you know what? That's why Rob is in Going Pros. But, and that is now Aitchison spinning around more times than Kylie Minogue on the stage. And he is... Oh, watch the rejoin. He had to wait. and he just about got out of Dodge Central. Oh my days.
Yeah, with such a big grid, it's going to be really hard to rejoin if you have a moment. So that's going to be compounding issues that you keep running into. Look at how long he has to sit here, Alex.
It's like waiting for paint dry on the wall, Mac. That's the big problem. You know, he cannot do anything about it. And also, we're going to see, well, you might have seen, we've got a new suave look to the timing, as again, another fastest lap of the race by Michael Brock at 55.068. He is now leading Jesse Mir by 3 seconds. We're seeing speeds of over 155 miles an hour being recorded at the moment. And in terms of those speeds, looking down the list, Jack Stadola in the number 406 is up 15 spots from 30th on the grid, 159 miles an hour through the speed trap. Temps at the moment, 65 degrees air, 68 degrees, well, 66 degrees track, which has now dropped to 18.7 degrees Celsius air, 19.5 degrees centigrade. Oh, and Jack Stadola, I am loving the. Oh, he's gone with the old. Oh, he's gone with the old Eddie Jordan livery. And he's gone Benson and Hedges and Deutsche Post on that thing. Kind of reminds me of a great racer from the UK who ran in Porsche Cup Deutschland for a number of years, the late Sean Edwards. But again, already we still have at this moment. Oh, this is going to be Donald Mensing, who we saw last season in the mid-pack Larrys in the 0-1. Down into turn 1 he goes, and is there going to be an over-rotation? He's going to put the pedal to the metal. Not quite there, but we still have, well, Joe Mayer is out, Brian Lemke out, Troy Banks out, Greg Boyce, Derek Frisch, and Charles Wolfe did not make it to the starting grid. So at the moment we have 45 runners, rounded out by John Monsalve. Here's Rob Phelan, running P22 in the mid-pack Larrys at the moment, running 40th overall. Kyle Mavis, season 27 mid-pack Larrys champion, now has got to do the old going into the pit lane for the drive of shame down it, and that is a drive-through penalty for the man who we didn't see that often last time out in season 28.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But as we look here, somebody who I would like to highlight from the Sunday Mazda series, Gregorio Almirano Jr., very, very quick, and he is a very offensive driver, Alex. He loves getting his elbows out. He loves being able to overtake drivers when they make a mistake, and look at him just flying through that final chicane. And I'm really, really glad that Gregorio Moreno Jr. is out here racing the Tuesday series. We didn't see him too much in the GT4 series, but like I said, in that Sunday Miata series, he was absolute lightning in a bottle every single week. So it's really good to see him in a more powerful car here, maybe a little more attentive, maybe a little more, threatening to these top guys.
When you consider in comparison with the MX-5 League that Apex this runs on a Sunday night, well, you're talking about a car that has pretty much over 3.5 times the horsepower, and that is a very different proposition. You go from an MX-5 to a Porsche 911 992.2 Cup Car, and unfortunately, it is a steep learning curve. But the big thing is the traditional rules are set in stone. Of course, 12x incident points, you get a drive-through penalty. It is standing start for all drivers. It is also damages on, weather is variable, rain possible. It is a 45-minute race, and there you see the circuit itself, 3.15 miles, 15 turns, an altitude of just over 2,000 feet above sea level. And there you see 19 degrees centigrade air, 88% humidity, wind 7 miles an hour, no rain forecasted. So this being week 1 out of 12. And there you see the calendar itself. Alton Park, Daytona, Road Atlanta, Brands Hatch, Watkins Glen, Sebring, Zandvoort, St. Pete, Imola, Monza, and Spa-Francorchamps. Funny enough, folks, next week I will be heading to Imola itself. So I'll be able to see firsthand what these Porsches do in real life over Variante Alta and through into Tamburello, of all places. But still, we have just 12.5 minutes of this race completed. Another driver that has just been given a black flag, and that is going to be Mr. Mitchell in the mid-pack Larrys, and he is going to have to dive into the pit lane. Corey Mitchell running at the moment P13. Well, for Mr. 419, Mr. Racer Nexus himself, Mr. Rob Campbell, well, he was running as high as about 20th, so it looks like, well, he's found himself having to try and split in the middle of two warring cars in front. That is Matt Bond and Kyle Mavis. And, well, Rob has just done the old switcheroo on Matt Bond there, representing the flag of Palestine, but I would say probably is located from somewhere else. You never know, but maybe just to show his support in the current times that we live in at the moment. But still, it's great to see a Racer Nexus Porsche liveried car showing up, and to have 46 cars rounded out by, looks like Joe Mayer has managed to get back out onto the circuit in the 000. Now, he was one of the very, very big competitors that we saw out last season in the GT4s, but in the meantime, Matt Bond was was one of the first to pit on lap 1. But we are now on lap 8, and Michael Brock is just, he's just taking off from where he carried off last time in season 28. He has definitely decided, as there we see our resident livery merchant, the king of liveries, Aaron Sunday for Our House No Dramas, the man from LA, currently running P22 in the mid-pack Larrys, and that's 40th overall, started down in 36. Of course, last season there was not one livery going back-to-back on this man's car because he was piloting the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT4. But good to see. It's kind of got that ice cream sort of vibe about it a little bit there.
Yeah, it kind of
like
reminds
a Neapolitan or a...
It kind of reminds me of what you see out of like a modern energy drink can too, like a Ghost or maybe an Alani or something like that. It gives that like in the 7-Eleven, in the refrigerator type branding, whether it be energy drink, whether it be ice cream, you know, one of the two. It just, I don't know, it's just feel good. It looks good, it looks amazing, and Aaron always looking good out on track.
Yes, indeed. So we'll see how he gets on, but we did see multiple podiums. I think if I remember correctly, he did... Yeah, he did. I think he finished 3rd in the series. So, but, you know, we've wiped the slate clean. You go out of GT4 and you go into a Cup car. And one of the big things about this car in comparison with the older vehicle that was on the iRacing service, the drivers have ABS and traction control at their disposal. They should do, as long as it's a driver aid that is not disallowed. You can get clutch assist, but the thing is that the 992.2 car has been better received than the previous generation, including from, and Rob's going to like this because I'm going to make reference to a Canadian racing driver who for many a year raced as a works Mercedes AMG GT driver and also won multiple races in Porsche Carrera Cup North America. The man, the myth, the legend. You'll know this name as well if you are an avid sim racer, folks. Daniel Morad.
Ooh.
And he gave the 992.2 car a glowing review on iRacing.
Moradness, man. I always wanted a set of his gloves, man. I'm still trying to get one. Apparently, if you go up and meet the man at Sim Racing Expo, he'll just give you a pair of gloves. So maybe I need to take the Amtrak to Chicago in September to that Sim Racing Expo. Maybe I'll get a set of Moradness gloves, man. But yeah, Daniel Morad, amazing guy, amazing driver, too. Just I watch a ton of his onboards, and he has got it figured out.
He has indeed, as we are... we are past 1/3 of the time being carried out. We're on lap number 9 with just under 28 minutes to go. Oh, I was waiting. Carter Gosh has just come in with ka-chow. That's just what we needed. And he's not the first one to do it on a Porsche. Funny enough, because when I did, Monza Porsche Sports Cup Series last year, we had a driver by the name of Manfred Zloff, and his race car number was 79, but he had the full Rusty's get-up on the car, and I was like thinking, how many times am I going to possibly be saying the words Lightning McQueen and ka-chow in the same sentence? It didn't actually happen that often.
Yeah, I mean, that is really cool, man. I love seeing the creative liveries, and a lot of people think that, that might be a downside to the whole Trading Paints and iRacing collaboration of having the custom wraps. You get some troll stuff out there, you get some unserious stuff, but in my opinion, the good far outweighs the bad, man. I mean, 99% of the liveries you see are going to be class. They're not going to be negative in any way, and, just being able to express yourself, be able to rep whatever you want on your car is just such a cool tool that not only the drivers in real life kind of get to make. I mean, they do have to adhere to sponsors and all that stuff, but, it's something cool that kind of connects you to that real world just a little bit more. Yeah,
so we've still got quite a few drivers. I mean, there's a few drivers that have, I'm going to say this, Justin Aitchison has been in the pits for 13 minutes. And the 175, it's not had a good one. I think it's going to be a case of he's probably had a big old incident. And as we see Joe Mayer on the comeback trail in the 000, he's closing in on John well, that is going to be... I don't think that's John Monsalve in front of him. It's a different... I'm trying to make out the number. I think it's not going to be... No, it's not John Monsalve. It's 181. And that is going to be Ryan Ryder, who is currently sitting up... Oh, well,
hey,
he's
that looks
up
familiar.
16... Yeah. All I can say is Ryan Ryder has taken a leaf out of the page and playbook of a certain Zach Peterson right there. So he's gone full pink pig Porsche. So Zach, where are you, buddy? We miss you. The mid-pack Larry's champion from last season. But what can you say? The first 20 minutes of this opening week out of 12 for Apex's Porsche Cup has been... I think we were both wondering, were our head, the top of our skulls going to become like those emojis where it just sort of like blows your brains, blows your mind on how many cars there were. And I was like thinking, okay, 45, 46, and then we went 50, and I went, oh mama. It was just like, hello, excuse me, baking powder. You're just wondering if it was going to stop. And I think if, to have over 20,000 plus horsepower go roaring down into turn 1 at the Nürburgring was quite a good thing. But it is now starting to close up. We are getting some battles coming through now. Jesse Mia, who is now 7.5 seconds behind Michael Brock, who has really got a handle on this car very, very quickly, has got Jeremy Littleton, who qualified P3 in the number 619. Oh, that's giving me Rey Mysterio vibes right about now.
Who's that jumping out the sky? You know what I mean? Jeremy Littleton. He's going to have to be quick. He's going to have to be the biggest little man. That was Rey Mysterio's old nickname back in the early 2000s. But he has got to be quick, and that is exactly what he's doing. Last time in, it's going to be a 155.76. Not going to be faster than the two drivers ahead of him, Alex, but it's going to be pretty fast compared to the rest of the grid. That is going to be a little bit of a down lap for him, unfortunately. So maybe he'll be able to whip things back into shape, but hey, they say if you look good, you race good, and let me tell you, that 499 looks very good on the side of that Porsche.
Yeah, even though he's channeling his inner Rey Mysterio with the 619 as his race number, but still is catching Jesse Mir was about half a tenth of a second quicker on the previous tour. The gap between second and third at the moment is it's around about a second at the moment. Ethan Boyle and the number 369 now dives into pit lane. But then we've got the battle for fourth position between Messrs Miller, Winslow, and man from St Kitts and Nevis, Kevin Jew. There they are, all in a row, about 9/10 of a second apart from fourth to sixth. Then we've got another battle, Matt Mosby in the 35, battling Kenneth Ingersoll in the number 69. That's a little bit further back to... oh, look at the bright paint job on that.
That is like a pink flashbang.
That's more like a Monster Ultra pink, Monster Energy Ultra pink.
Yeah.
That one. So you got the battle there. Then you've also got Spencer Baudouin and Kelly Greenhoe rounding out 12th and 13th. They're covered by about 7/10. Then Toby Wallace and Jack Stadola. I have to say, Jack Stadola with one of the best liveries I've seen on a Porsche or any kind of iRacing car in quite a while. Tony Wallace going all patriotic with the Stars and Stripes remix. And then Jack Stadola in the Jordan tribute livery band, of course, the Benson and Hedges. You might have to change that to Bitten Heroes, because tobacco sponsorship is pretty much outlawed these days, even though that hasn't stopped a certain good friend of ours in this league running in the old Coors Light livery. Kevin Jew has pitted. Other battles, Mike Bond and Brian Zinn. Mike Bond's up. Whoa, Mike Bond's up 20 spots. Oh, look at that for something to dazzle your eyeballs with. My goodness me, Mike Bond's definitely got the hypnotizer out on that livery, but he is just ahead of fellow commentator here at the Racing X's team. So we got Rob Campbell and Brian Zinn both on the track at the moment. And Derek Palmerton has come to the pits. Kenton Bandy has got past Tina Renee from Chile, who's just come into the pits. So we are getting to that point where I think a lot of drivers... Oh, dear. We've got Rob Phelan in the number 90, mechanical black flags. I think he's probably had it off somewhere. He is stationary. Oh, dear. What has happened to the number 90? Oh, it's through the Schumacher Resses. Oh, this is going to be a big hit. Bang! Oh, big speed off, and that was at least 100 miles an hour. And that car ain't going anywhere, sunshine, I'm afraid. The amount of force that went through. I want to see that from trackside, to be honest, in a moment. But here's a moment with Kenton Bandy in the mid-pack Larry's. This is through T1, over rotates, keeps it out of the barriers. But, oh my goodness me, Rob Phelan's impact was absolutely... I've never seen anything, and we're going to have it from an onboard, okay? He loses it. There it goes. And watch, fourth gear, 90, bang.
Ooh. Bit of a headache there, Alex, huh? That is something that will wake you up.
Yes, indeed. That will definitely give you more than just the shakes. That will give you a definite concussion if you were in the car in real life. And I think in some respects, Kenton Bandy's come with a bit of an anime feel. Oh, and someone else has just got off. That's Jake Harrigan. Has he found the barriers? Jake Harrigan just went off. Jake Harrigan is running a dynamic GT livery. Oh, and he's got off at the same point. Oh, Code Brown, clean up on aisle 3. Bring them up on the squeegee with you. It goes up onto 2 wheels, nearly rolls, and he keeps it out of the barriers. Jake Harrigan, you are a lucky individual. But yeah, that is the livery that was run by Dirk Schuten last year in Carrera Cup Italy, and also Mobil 1 Super Cup. But yeah, that's a classic. That is a classic Porsche livery that's done the rounds over the last few years in Carrera Cup Italia, 6 Carrera Cup Germany. Funnily enough, the car that I got a passenger ride in at Misano last year in October had that exact same livery as well. So I have a little bit of personal attachment to said livery. Meantime, we've got Mike Bond, Brian Zinn, and Joao Gabriel battling away for position. And that is, well, Joao Gabriel's actually about 6 seconds away from this, so forget what I said on the latter individual as Mike. Oh, Mike. Oh, no, Brian's just turned it. Oh, dear. Brian Finn has just had a big, big moment there. Oh, my days. Okay, so again, it's coming up through the Schumacher S's, and he's just touched the gravel, and there's the back end. It just rotates, and that's the big problem with these 992.2 Cup cars. You get, you know, the thing is, these cars are set up a bit like a go-kart, if you will, that when you try and turn it and you get a little bit over exuberant, what can happen is that because it's very much a solid axle on the back of these Porsches, it will go around very, very quickly indeed.
Yeah, and we're proving it. They're proving it time and time again, Alex. I think you are exactly right, but more importantly, these drivers, they've got to figure something out with that Schumacher S. You know, I didn't really think about it until you said it, but yeah, that just seems like car after car after car having trouble in and around that corner. So, you know, for drivers, what can they really do to help that next time around?
I think it's just because of the fact this is a new car for everyone to get their teeth into, and because it also replaces the 991.2 car, which is still running in certain championships. Of course, Porsche Motorsport celebrating 75 years with the hashtag Raceborn, and came up with two very lovely liveries for the recent the 94th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans this past weekend, which just so happens to run at the same point as the Barcelona Grand Prix. Well done, Lewis Hamilton. Finally the first person to win in a McLaren, a Mercedes and a Ferrari in Formula One. Chapeau to that legend there. But nevertheless, Derek Tyndall is trying to see what he can do as John Monsell gets a black flag. Okay, who's that? Colin Winslow coming into the pits in the 704. And that was from P5. Right, Carter Gosh has also come in. So has Kenneth Ingersoll. Funnily enough, the name Ingersoll, which begins with an I and ends in a double L, I think that is a type of watch brand as well. So hopefully he's not related to them. Was quite funny with another league that we've got where someone was told I'm not so and so the racing driver, and then our good buddy Mr. Rob Campbell went, no, don't say that, believe in the law. I'm not going to mention which league it was, but I have commentated on them before, so I've looked at it, I just started laughing. Meantime, Matt Mosby and Derek Tyndall battling over 5th spot as we have just 15 minutes to go. What a season opener for the first ever Porsche Cup here on Apex this Mac. And to have this amount of cars on the grid, we've still got quite a few running at the minute. So I think we've got all the way down to... we've got a little bit of a rate of attrition, I'm afraid to say. Joao Gabriel and Kent Kruger, Mr. Big Dog Racing himself, gets into pit lane. We've lost Roman Bykov. We have lost Gregorio Moreno Jr., Corey Mitchell, Justin Aitchison, Kyle Mavis, who said in the Discord, my apologies to everyone, I apparently can't actually race a Porsche or something. Were his words in the Discord. Troy Banks, Brian Lemke. So I'm not too sure what happened to Brian at the beginning of the race, or whether he's had some dramas. But still, to have... Oh, and that is going to be a penalty for the number 35. Oh dear, Matt Mosby is going to have to do the trundle of shame down the pit lane, I'm afraid.
Yep, he did get that black flag, and I was trying to do some investigation on what actually caused the black flag. Oh! But I believe it might have just been incident points, and if I'm not mistaken, Alex, him not taking the proper lane entrance there, is that going to be another penalty?
That could very well be. It just depends on whether it pings him again, but we will find that out if it shows up at the top centre of our screens. But Matt Mosby, yeah, that's he should really... If I was him, I would, if he's got a black flag now, serve it, come back, and get the pit stop done. But that is going to cost him. That is going to cost him big time. That's exactly what he is doing. This is going to hurt Matt Mosby, and now he can gut it and open up the taps on the 4-litre. Oh, and Mike Bond has just been given a black flag penalty. I think that might be for speeding in the pits. Oh dear. It's catching them out. It is really catching them out here. I said about these new cars, you've got these steep learning curves going from a GT4 into... And I'm wondering... Oh! That was more like the stop-and-go location in the pit lane, which is right at the top of the top end of it. Oh. So, yeah, Mike Bond missed his marker. Oh, dear.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see there, is it, Alex?
No, but the thing is, they still have another 11 weeks to get themselves around this. But, nevertheless, race leader and second position, Michael Brock and Jesse Mia are in pit road with just coming up to the 12-minute mark left on the counter. Littleton in. Let's see, is the line going to continue right the way down to our good friend who likes his race number to be 911, Oz Exelu. So Littleton is in. What about Tyndall? That's going to be crucial. Yes, he's in. Ryder now in. Well, Kelly Greenhoe is in. Ryan Ryder should be in the pit lane. Jack Stadola and Oz Exelu should be coming in. But for Michael Brock, 11.63 seconds on his marks. Jesse Mia nearly a second quicker on the refueling. Littleton slightly quicker than Brock. And Kevin Zhu, oh, Colin Winslow has done a flanker on everybody else. He's got himself up to P5 overall and is leading the mid-pack Larrys. And he's got a gap over Kenneth Ingersoll. And that is about the best part of 9 seconds. So Colin Winslow in the 704. Started 10th, now runs P5 at the minute. So we have just a few more cars to come in. Rob Campbell, Brian Zinn, Sean Guru, they are all in the pits. Now, what livery is the number 88 running? That's what I want to know, because he was in the Ford Mustang last time. We can't really... Let's see, has he gone... He has gone Red Bull. He has gone Red Bull. I've just noticed it on the hood of the car. So Sean Guru might have done a little bit of a... Maybe a little bit of a different slant. There we go. That's a lovely livery there.
Yeah, I gotta love it.
And I have to say, Solaris was actually the sponsor of the recent running of the Porsche Esports Cup North America that ran as a qualifier for the Mobil 1 Super Cup. Well, the Tag Heuer Porsche Esports Super Cup series. Which always happens every year and has seen some great drivers in there. Sean Teeter has been in for quite a time, a little bit earlier on in his first pit stop, but he's into pit lane. Don't know what's happened with Ryan Ryder. Ryan Ryder was running really, really strongly, and
I think it might be a connection issue, maybe, because
I think it's a DC. I think it might be either a ping or a DC issue. Because Ryan Ryder is not, he's dropping down the timetable, the times. That is strange. Paul Bailey brings out, he brings out the traditional Coors livery, the red and the white. I nearly mistook it for Budweiser there, and that would have been a travesty had I said that beforehand. But nevertheless, Michael Brock still leads, but Jesse Mia has closed the gap up, but not by much, probably by about a second or so. And I think in all realness here, when you consider how many cars started this race and how many cars are still running, it's not actually been as bad as we thought. So realistically, looking at it from this perspective, well, we're going to see, oh dear, JP Patterson, what has happened here? And is this going to be an over-rotation of Rexy? Yes, it is. And, he nearly got tagged. He nearly got tagged there.
And just look at how long he has to wait. So many cars. It's such... Oh, no, there's even more. It's such a travesty. He can't get back out onto the racing surface. He finally finds a chance there.
But that's the thing. When you have such a significant amount of people And it looks, Ryan Ryder looks like he actually towed it to the pits. But meantime, the man of the moment, who secured victory in last season's GT4 overall, in the way things ran over 12 weeks, finally got redemption for finishing runner-up, but is striding away beautifully in the 421. He's gone for a very, very different livery from what we saw. It's giving kind of Mountain Dew kind of vibes, that 421 livery, but it really looks slick on that Porsche right there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would think that, Alex. I'm not seeing the Mountain Dew correlation there. No, I'm just kidding you. But yeah, Baja Blast, man, gotta be the top of the mountain when it comes to Mountain Dew flavors. I don't want to hear any of this voltage. I don't want to hear any of this live wire propaganda that's been served on my plate ever since I was born. I live in Kentucky. We are the Mountain Dew capital of the world. And I'm putting it out here right now. Baja Blast is by far the supreme Mountain Dew.
We just get the standard flavor over here in the UK, so we're very much. I could throw an air of jealousy into this, but I won't. But one of these days, if I get my hands on one, I will be trying a Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Don't you worry about me.
Oh,
Don't you worry about me. The thing is that there is so much variety that when it hits stateside first, I always go, why don't we get these kind of flavors over here in the UK? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, and then I go, I wonder if it might be politically charged, that statement. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's just like there's so many different drinks that you can get. Like, say, for those wondering, I've got a question for you, Mac, and it's an energy drink related question, considering Sean Guru does have the Red Bull livery on his Porsche. Do you guys have Red Bull Cola over in the States by any chance?
Red Bull Cola? I am not aware of that. The only thing I am aware of is kind of the new Monster Energy line they've tried to bring out, kind of trying to bridge that gap between energy drink and soda. But other than that, yeah, no Red Bull Cola whatsoever. That sounds heavenly, though, might I add.
It is, but it's only available in Europe. We can't get it here. It was sold in the UK before it got banned. Sounds like, yeah. But the thing is, if I get the opportunity and I see a Red Bull Cola, it's straight off the shelf. I don't care. Right, just over 5 minutes plus change left to go. And we've got a real battle here. Mark Miller. Oh no! Who was that spun in front? That was
Paul Bailey.
That was Paul Bailey, the 569. Oh, right. So it's just going to be too hard on the throttle pedal. He turns it in, boots the throttle, bang, straight away. And great avoidance there by Mark Miller. He's got Carter Gersh right behind him. As, oh dear, Rob Phelan, it looks like, has got a black flag penalty. It's not been a good day for some of the people in the office, but there is going to be a lot of challenges coming up in the next 11 weeks after this. But still, Michael Brock leads by just over 6.7 seconds from Jesse Meir, Jeremy Littleton in the 619. Car rounds out your top three. Kevin Zhu now up to fourth. How about this for Colin Winslow in the 704, rounding out the top five overall, and is actually the leading mid-pack Larry. So I think there may need to, I'm going to be honest here, obviously there are some stipulations with regards to the limits for the Going Pros and the mid-pack Larrys with regards to iRacing, but I'm wondering if there may be some possible changes that might be inbound. We'll probably be waiting for the big dog himself, Kent Kruger, to maybe make some decisions. I have asked the question. But still, we've seen some big movers up the order. And I'm going to say this. How's about this? Biggest mover of the night, Mr. Rob Campbell. 24 places gained, runs 19th overall, 14th in the Going Pros. So Mr. Campbell will get some points on the board here in the opening week out of 12.
Very well done by boss man Rob Campbell. I didn't realize he had game like that. I'll be honest, I was blind to the fact that he had over 3K I rating. I was blind to the fact that he could whip these things around, especially here at the Nürburgring. But hey, man, Boss Man impresses me more and more every single day. Not only does he have the time to get in the Porsche and come slam a Hardest Charger award here in the Apex this Porsche Cup Series, but he's also one of the helping hands behind those brand new graphics that we see here tonight. The overlays, the lower thirds, all of it, the likes, the batch. So, I mean, he's just a really awesome dude when you think about it.
Yeah, but he could be gaining 2 positions because Aaron Sunday's Joel Gabriel. Oh no, Sunday's around and Campbell has to avoid. Goes to the outside, he gets 2 for the price of 1. It's what we like to call here in the UK the bog off special. You buy 1, you get 1 free. I said you buy 1, you get 1 free. Mike Bond, black flag penalty. Aaron Sunday has just been hit with a black flag penalty too. So both of them are going to have to serve a penalty down the pit lane. Now, if they don't do that before the checkered flag is out and they cross the start-finish line, that's an automatic 35-second penalty worth of time added to the total time distance. João Gabriel, the sole Brazilian driver. Of course, Porsche Cup Brazil had the fantastic opportunity of being one of the support series for this year's 94th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I have to give a shout out to my good buddy Scott Woodwiss, who was running on the it was actually the commentary on the English broadcast of the live stream on the Thursday and the Saturday. Karagosh trying to get through on back market traffic. He's got the Mobil 1 Porsche of Mark Miller not that far behind him. And this is the battle for P6 overall. Miller has lost 2 places. Gosh has gained 7. And in the top 12, the highest mover is the number 406, the Jordan tribute band that is Jack Stadola from the USA, up 19 spots, qualified P30, now runs 11th. So some great opportunistic moves that have been made. Of course, when we had over 45 cars running down into turn 1, Aaron Sunday is now serving his drive-through penalty. As I think we might get this and one more here at the circuit, as the man from our house, No Dramas, OHND, trundles down pit lane, and we'll be able to now release the pit lane limiter from 60 kph and then go full guns blazing with all 6 cylinders. And he rejoins down in 26th position. But it is now white flag in the air. Michael Brock is just 3.2 miles and now what will be 14 corners away from taking the maiden victory overall in this first of 12 weeks of racing action in the Apex, this Porsche Cup here on Race to Nexus. He has done exactly what he needed to do, and he's carried that momentum on from his GT4 Going Pros title that he got. And then, oh dear, I just heard Ryan Ryder said Welp was in 6th, then the sim crashed. Absolutely devastated. Poor old Ryan. Oh, and he was going so well. He was wicked quick. But unfortunately, it just goes to show that when your sim crashes or you have a disconnect, people say, oh, it's like having a mechanical DNF. No. Do not compare it with in real IRL. It's an issue that happens only on the sim. As Michael Brock up through the Schumacher S's for the final time. As Kelly Greenhoe in the 0-0-1-2 in 12th has just got a black flag in the dying moments of this race. And let's see, Kenneth Ingersoll and Spencer Bode. Well, let's see. Oz Exelu is right behind the 0-1. Oh dear, there's going to be oh no, and Oz just spins himself around, and that does not help him. But Michael Brock has once again showcased that he is the man who is going to be tough to beat over the next 11 weeks, because the 421 comes out of the final corner, out of Coca-Cola corner. Michael Brock wins the season opener for the Porsche Cup for Apex this Tuesdays in fine style, and the lead he amassed over 24 laps has been nothing short of spectacular. Jesse Mia comes across the line, finishes P2, and welcome to the rostrum, Canada's Jeremy Littleton. Kevin Zhu finishes P4, quickly followed by Colin Winslow, who takes the win in the mid-pack. Larry's in the 704. That's a great run on his debut. Karagosh in the 91 rounds out the top 5 overall, well, top 5 in the going pros. But Kelly Greenhoe, I think, is, let's see if Kelly decides to dive into the pit lane. But Mark Miller, and look at this, Kenneth Ingersoll is going to be second in the mid-pack Larry's. Great job there for the man. Apparently, according to the information we've been from Djibouti, I don't know how you're going to want to parlay that one, folks. It just depends on how you say it, I think. But as far as I'm aware, that is a real-life place. Nevertheless, it is just one of those things, and Jack Stadola rounds out the top 3. We've still got a lot of drivers left across the line, but what can you say? Porsche Cup action is alive and well, as here we go. Kent Kruger being challenged by Kent Kruger, one of the big dog of this league, and he's got the man from Racer Nexus right on his tail. Rob Campbell, oh, nearly got 17th there on the line.
Well done. Well done, Rob Campbell. That was close, down to the last corner, man. That was crazy.
He still got the hardest charger award of the day, though. 25 places gained. So props to Mr. C. But, you know, having so many cars on the grid for the first of 12 weeks of racing, and I couldn't think of actually a better place to start here at the NURBURGRING Grand Prix circuit, because obviously the Green Hell, you know, is one of those places that has so much history, and so many manufacturers test all their cars here, which does include Porsche. For those wondering about the N on Hyundai, the N stands for Namyang, which is where the cars are produced in South Korea, and N for Nürburgring, because Albert Biermann is the man that was brought over from BMW M to Hyundai to give their sports car, well, their race cars, a new lease of life. But what can we say? Let's have a look at the results for week 1. And, well, Michael Brock takes the over. Well, that's the, oh, hang on. Let's just see. Yes, that is the results that we have got from qualifying. So we're still, you know, these new graphics there. I have to say there, we have to give a shout out to Mr. Campbell himself, Mac, because they do look pretty slick, don't they?
Yeah, of course, man. These look amazing, and I promise by next week I'll be a little more in tune with this stuff. But hey, man, this new stuff, it's like giving a kid a computer for the first time. I am in awe at how just complex the graphics are now. I mean, fantastic stuff. The stream, the broadcast definitely got to level up.
Yes, indeed. So Michael Brock takes the win after 24 laps. He led all 24 laps and also took the fastest lap of the race, and started from pole position ahead of Jesse Mia and Jeremy Littleton, with the top 3 staying as they were. Kevin Zhu finishes in P4 ahead of Karagosh, rounding out the top 5 ahead of Mark Miller, Derek Tyndall, Spencer Vaudois, and then Ethan Boyle and Oz Exelu, who rounded out the top 10. Unfortunately, after a spin, finishing 14th overall. Then it was Matt Mosby, Tony Wallace, our very own Mr. Rob Campbell, finishing 13th. Kelly Greenhoe, Brian Zinn, and Joe Mayer rounding out the 16, or top 16. 21 cars were set to go into battle, with Ryan Ryder, Roman Bykov, Gregorio Moreno Jr., Brian Lemke, and Charles Wolfe. And then we take a look at the mid-pack Larry's, and it was Colin Winslow that took the win in the 704 ahead of Kenneth Ingersoll and Jack Stadola, rounding out the top 3. Big Dog Racing's Kent Kruger takes fourth ahead of Keegan Gehrig with Harrison Mealy, Sean Garou, Derek Palmerton, Joao Gabriel, and Aaron Sunday running at the top 10. Kenton Bandy, Dylan Foster, Tino Renee, Jake Harrigan, Mike Bond, Sean Teeter, Matt Bond, Christopher Laum. Then we had Paul Bailey, Donald Mensing, John Monsalve, JP Patterson, and Rob Phelan rounding out those drivers, along with Tristan Vout, who retired on lap 20, Corey Mitchell, lap 8, Justin Aitchison, lap 8, Kyle Mavis, lap 7, Troy Banks, lap 1, and Greg Boyce not even able to make it to the start. But we're going to go to the Apex This post-race interview show, and let's bring the man in. Michael Brock, lights out to checkered, fastest lap and pole position. That's a good way to start the momentum after last season's triumph, wasn't it?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, good to see you, dude. It's been a couple weeks, huh?
It has, but still, I mean, when we had about 26,000 horsepower with all the cars combined on the grid, I think you were like looking, hang on, I got 49 other crazy buggers behind me.
Yeah, that's
charging into third one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the results. 51 cars. Is that true? That's crazy.
3 didn't quite make it to the grid on time.
Okay.
But still to have 50. I think it was myself and Mac. We were looking. We were like thinking, hang on, like 45. I went, there's going to be a lot of action happening, and we were trying to keep in touch with it, and it is.
Yeah.
It is difficult, but with Porsche Cup, we go to a machine that everyone loves. Everyone loves the flat six. Everyone loves the Porsche Cup car. Especially if you go to a modern day Formula One race weekend. The loudest thing, if you got Mobil 1 Super Cup on the bill, you know what's going to be the loudest out on track. It's not going to be a 1.6 V6 turbo hybridized whatever pot banging whistling thing, but then you get a 4-litre flat six and it makes a hell of a noise. So what has it been adjusting from the good old pony car from Dearborn to one of Weissach's finest machinery?
I mean, apparently it transitioned pretty well, but I was kind of surprised. I didn't know what to expect with this race, just because I know that P Cup with officials is like one of it might be like the most sweaty official series, that or maybe GT3s or something. So I didn't know really what to expect. I don't know who's going to show up. But no, it feels really good. It's the adjustment, I think, versus GT4 is just that it can carry more mid speed. You get more aero. So it's kind of I think it's just a lot easier to over slow corners. So I think that was the biggest maybe adjustment, and it kind of bounces over curves in an odd kind of way, I feel like.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think being a Porsche motorsport commentator in real life, the Cup cars do have a little bit of crossover from the road going vehicles, but I think there was a lot of divided opinion when the 992.2 came out, and then we had, of all people, giving it a glowing review, the man behind Moradness himself, Daniel Morad, who's an ex-Porsche Carrera Cup North America race winner in his own right, giving it a glowing review. But I think it's nice that we've got away from GT4s, so we've gone to something a little bit more powerful. We've got a couple of the people coming from the MX5 League now coming to join in here on Tuesday nights, so I think the term "the more the merrier" sounds about right for this league, Michael?
Yeah, no, I agree. So I wasn't really knowing what to expect. So I mean, the 50 drivers that entered, that kind of tells us right away that maybe it was a good change for right now. But we'll see. Hopefully people stay around for next week. I could tell there was probably a lot of carnage just by the comms during the race. But the fact that I was kind of running into lap traffic lap 3 or something, because obviously there was crashes and people going to the pits, but I'm used to so it was kind of like a lot of traffic management, more than I'm used to, I guess, with a race like that. It was interesting.
But nevertheless, from this week, we move on to one of my favourite circuits. It's a classic over in Cheshire, Alton Park International. That's going to be another test for you guys as well, because what we normally see over there in the UK, we normally see the likes of British GT, so the GT4s, but then also Porsche Carrera Cup GB. So it's kind of what I'm finding about this calendar is that I'm seeing bits of Mobile One Super Cup thrown in, bit of Porsche Carrera Cup GB thrown in, and also Porsche Sports Cup Suisse, because I'm going to be going to Imola a lot just next week, probably about, what is it, a month and a half before we go there on August the 18th. So we got a little bit of everything, and I think we got some really cool, we got some really good tracks, and also we got Daytona, we got Sebring. Standing starts, I think, is going to be a bit of a bone of contention with rounds 3 and 5, because Daytona and Brands, they are both on cambered straights. I see. Yep. We're going to see about what's happened there. But congratulations on the win. Give our regards to Jen, and also to the young lad as well. But before we let you go, Michael, anyone you want to give a shout out in particular?
Yeah, no, just everyone at Apex this and everyone that showed up tonight. I hope people stick around, even if they had like kind of a bad time. Stick it out and see what you can do with the car. So, yeah, everyone, and then a special thanks to my lovely wife Jen.
Brilliant! Congratulations on the first win of the season, Michael, and we'll see you next time out at Alton Park in a week's time. Well done tonight.
All right, thanks guys. See you.
Well, a big thank you there to our race winner, continuing his run of strong form, let's say. Michael Brock taking the win. But I think that's probably going to be wrapping it up here on Racer Nexus. Mac, first experience of Porsche Cup on iRacing in the commentary box. It's been a bit crazy, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was absolutely wild. So sad that we didn't get to do it in front of a live audience here, but man, it was just so electric to watch, so cool, seeing so many cars out on the grid, driving the track here, and it really just gave you that proper, like, N24 vibe. I know we weren't going all the way around the Nordschleife, but just the sheer amount of cars out on the track, especially at a place like the Nürburgring, you just can't help but feel a little giddish, man. I just couldn't stop smiling throughout the entirety of the race here.
Indeed. Excuse me, frog in the throat there. Well, we move away from the Eifel region of Germany and head to the north of the United Kingdom to the leafy Cheshire countryside for round 2 next week, which will be at Alton Park International, a haunt of Porsche Carrera Cup GB. So, Michael Brock and Colin Winslow rule the roost in their respective classes for Going Pro and Mid-Pack Larry's here on Apex's Porsche Cup on Tuesday nights. And here on the Race to Nexus Broadcast Network, up here in the commentary box, you've been in the company of Alex Goldschmidt and Mac Nelson. We look forward to see you same place, same time next week for more Flat 6 roaring action around the Cheshire countryside. Until next time, race hard, race clean, and if in doubt, well, you better go flat out. We'll see you next time.